Well, hello everyone. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold going on. And welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Forgive me, my my voice is a little bit out because I've got a bit of a cold, but I'm drinking my ginger tea infused with a bit of chili and some honey and lemon. So forgive me, I'm going to have to pause quite a lot and go quite gently with this. Even though I don't have the full energy today, I felt I just had to make a response to the absolutely outrageous situation that we just saw unfold in America yesterday in the state capital, with that overrun by that mob of Trumps. And really, I mean, as we know, I've been calling Donald Trump Duck L'Orange, yeah? We know he's Duck L'Orange. But now I'm just going to call him Trumpocalypse. And I just want to I use my humor and all this kind of stuff. But what happened yesterday was just utterly ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, it was just utterly ridiculous. And, one can't even laugh about it anymore. And it is just absolutely crazy. So I want to talk a bit about that. About that, and I also want to talk about Trumpocalypse, and I also want to talk a bit about Pluto as well. And as you know, in a few videos that I did a few videos ago, there was one, do you remember I did on the eclipse? Do you remember I said that big eclipse? And I think the words, again, I'll be repeating myself, but I said things will go from bad to batshit, yeah? That's exactly what's happened. So let's talk a little bit about Pluto, yeah? So if we look here, oops, you know this by now. This is the inauguration day, yeah? The inauguration day, the chart for that. Thank goodness those ballots have now actually been counted, but I understand, I think it was about 5 or 6 that still objected. Can you believe it? Still? Thankfully, some of the other senators obviously saw sense because of the sheer violence and all that stuff that was going on. But if we go back to what I said, and do you remember in one of my previous videos, I said on the 1st of January 2021, Pluto would enter the second house of the USA chart. And the second house deals with food, money, resources, but it also deals with values. But what is Pluto? Let's think, what is Pluto as a planet? Sorry, let me just pour again. Here, I've got my little teapot here. So not nice being poorly, and I've got lots of clients today, and somehow I've got to get through the day. So this video really will be short. What is Pluto? Pluto is the underworld. Pluto is like the cockroaches under the mat. Pluto is about dredging everything up, yeah? Essentially, Pluto is death and rebirth, yeah? Pluto's motto is change or die. Plutonic energy is some of the most profound energy out there. And it's immensely transformative. But those transformations can often come after a lot of pain, or with a lot of pain. Because with Pluto, we have to face certain ugly truths. Pluto can also represent, like I said before, the highest potential of humanity, of people. It can be that incredible self-sacrifice, you know, when people give their lives for somebody else, or donating an organ or something like that, or gifting someone a life-changing opportunity. Yeah, that's what Pluto is like. This life-changing seismic events that are remembered. And as I've said before, America is now experiencing the early stages of its Pluto return. So when the Constitution was written in 1776, Pluto was in the second house at 6 degrees. 6 degrees or so. So if we go to the original USA chart, let me just make sure it's still here. Yes, it is. Let me just make sure. Yes. USA constitutional chart. Pluto, 6 degrees, 48 minutes. Pluto is now returning back to itself. Yeah, so it's just come back in. And you remember I said it was a conjunct that star in the tail of the eagle, the flying gripe. Do you remember that? The flying gripe. So what it can deal with, war, and can be very dangerous. So here we are. I'll just read it again. The flying gripe, so here it's great skill in war, could be very dangerous, but when set to virtue, will seek to end wars and bring his country triumph. So what we could argue is that we've seen the negative side of that expression, haven't we? We've seen the negative side. I also wrote, I'll probably link in my blogs again, but in my March blog, I did speak about domestic terrorism in the USA. So all of these things have come true. So what's going on? Pluto is a planet that insists that things that are dysfunctional, things that are no longer working, things that are ideas and concepts that are outdated or wrong. What Pluto does is, Pluto is like an explosive planet in terms of the energy of Pluto is actually known as very explosive. Why? Because what is Pluto associated with? Pluto was discovered in 1930. And as the planets have been discovered, they've been associated with the times of what was going on. Now think what the 1930s was like. We had a lot of dictatorship. There were a lot of mafia bosses. There were lots of cartels. All sorts of dodgy practices were going on in the 1930s. And we obviously know what happened later on. You know, we then went on to have the Second World War. Pluto also deals with nuclear energy. It's also when we learn to split the atom as well. So this element, although Pluto is a tiny planet, he is incredibly powerful and intense. So what is happening now is, and this is particularly for America, because America is having a Pluto return, which only happens once every 248 years. What's happening now is America is going through this dark night of the soul, which has essentially been brought upon America by Trumpocalypse. Yeah. He's a psychopath, an absolute narcissist, as we know, and this is stuff that we've established. But we're now seeing the consequences. And again, this is why sidereal astrology is very important, because I gave everyone a very specific date. I said on the 1st of January, Pluto will enter. Now remember, Pluto is a very, very slow moving planet, but isn't it interesting? Within a matter of days of him moving into the second house. Look at that. We see, you know, I was going to say Parliament, but the city's, oh my gosh, I can't even think. Forgive me, I'm a little bit unwell. You know, the building, they stormed the place. Congress and all that stuff. So, so these are very challenging times. Very, very challenging times. I think the argument is now unequivocal. Trump needs to be removed from office. I think they're now seriously contemplating the 25th Amendment. I mean, they just have to. I mean, 2 weeks is 2 weeks too long to have this entity around, still in office. If anything, if they can, they may as well fling in an impeachment as well. Just absolutely let the guy have it. This is just ridiculous. I think it's I mean, there was the woman that was shot. She died. And apparently it's been 4 deaths overall. I just find the whole situation is just astonishing. I mean, I knew it would happen, but even when you know it, things like that will happen, it doesn't make it any easier. It's not like, oh, I got it right. It's just like, oh my goodness. And I remember a couple of days ago, I wasn't able to sleep. I was like, something is going on with America. And I need to be careful because I forget that, you know, the word empath is not one I use very often, but it makes logical sense that I am, considering the work that I do. You know, I have a very high sensitivity to the planets. As those of you will know who've had consultations with me, you know, I tap in and stuff like that. And I can just was just tapping into the whole of America, and I was just like, something is not right. And then I saw this storming. However, it's not all bad, is it? Because what did we see? We saw the Democrats win in Georgia. Well done. America stands on a cusp, and it can go 2 ways. It can go that Trump way that we just saw, which means that's basically just civil war, yeah, which no one in their right mind wants. Or, and this is what I hope will happen, once Trump is removed from office, this could be the genesis of a healing for America. And this is what I've always been hoping for. And that's what I've been saying to everyone. Hope for the highest good, the highest good, the highest good. We're now in the Kala Sarpa Yoga, as I said before. So here we are. Kala Sarpa Yoga, all the planets are now this side. And the Kala Sarpa Yoga is not going to be broken. It's going to be broken by Mars. And that's going to happen around about the end of March. So that means everything since the 1st of January has been fated. Yeah, fated to happen. So what we see is this darkness, yeah, this dark underbelly. Pluto is about power. Pluto is about secrets. Pluto is about slavery, trafficking. Pluto is about trauma. Pluto is about abuse and exploitation. Pluto is about all of the ugliness that we can potentially show as human beings. So when those people stormed in and you saw that ugly rage, that was that plutonic rage. Because the Pluto in the USA chart is retrograde. And that means it's more subconscious, yeah? And it's there with Ketu as well, which puts a little hole in things and actually intensifies that Pluto even more, actually. So what you could see was just that subconscious rage, yeah? And just marauding energy. However, there is a positive side to Pluto as well. And Pluto has the power to alchemize. Pluto has the power to transform. And this is why the symbol of Pluto as well is the phoenix. So what we just saw was the burning down part, yeah? That was the part, like the plutonic burning down, some ugly truth being revealed to America and the world. Because remember, the whole world is watching this, and it's just, you know, the damage to the reputation that Trumpocalypse has done to America is just, it's incalculable. Really, it is. It's just that thing that he encouraged was just disgusting. Disgusting. And I know there are some people that are still fans of Trump and all that kind of stuff, but I think those people really have to look themselves in the mirror now and really think, what is they're supporting? Because if that's what they support, that kind of behavior, then the future would be bleak. However, I think it will be different. We saw that plutonic burning down. Now there is the opportunity with the Biden administration for the phoenix to rise up from the ashes. And I think there were a lot of more people that were going to contest. Do you remember, you know, these fools? And clearly, once the building was stormed, they were like, right, that has to stop. So you could say that's one positive, in the sense of that it's just brought some people to their senses. I just I'm using my Christmas hat as the tea cozy here. Let me just put that down there. Sorry, another sip. So it's brought some people to their senses. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for America to reinvent itself, to really embrace and embody those ideals that it stands for. And I thought Biden's speech was very good. And he spoke about everything about what he wants America to be, and that was great. Former President George Bush, he spoke out, and he really called things out. Also as well, a well done to Mike Pence as well for actually standing up and actually doing something and finding his backbone at last. I think the upshot of this calamity, this embarrassment, this stain, this skid mark that has happened in American politics, the upshot of this is, I think it's just woken up a lot of those silly people, yeah? Some of those silly senators that were playing with these concepts and lighting matches everywhere, and they got burned. They really did. I mean, if those people had gasoline with them and decided that they wanted to burn the whole place down, they could have done. I was astonished as well, the incompetence. How those people could get through, but anyway, never mind, that will be investigated later. But going back to Pluto, these are times of great, great transformation. You see, we've got this big stellium coming up, and there's going to be even more in February. But Pluto is here with the Sun, with Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury on the day of the inauguration. Very intense energy. And hopefully, this will be the major peak for now. But again, like I said, it's not until Biden is sworn in will we have that energetic shift. They need to get rid of Trump. Like, the games just need to stop. The guy is just a lunatic. He's just an absolute lunatic. It's now become completely clear. Like I said, that eclipse that happened right on his moon. Remember his dodgy, cracked strange moon, that eclipse happened right on it, on the December 14th. And I said he would have some kind of breakdown. Yeah, he would lose his mind. That's exactly what's happened. So Trumpocalypse is on the way out. Congress now need to decide what they're going to do, but they need to enact that 25th Amendment as soon as possible. But then now we're seeing this energy of Pluto. And why I was emphasizing this as a serious thing in the American chart, and we've just seen this is the effects of Pluto coming into the second house of the USA chart. There's still COVID, that's still going on. They still need relief checks, because remember, the second house is money. Remember I said money, food, finance, liquidity, assets, any kind of securities of any kind are basically covered by the second house. Nourishment, cover. And we've got Pluto here putting his energy in there. So this is this time now for America in particular to transform. But this is also symbolic of the transformation that's also going to be happening around the world. And I just want to, I've not done a kind of like a major predictions video yet, because hey, there's just so many. But what I would say is this: the next 2 years, I'm going to be saying they're going to be called the years of litigation. We're going to see litigation after litigation after litigation after litigation after litigation. It's just going to go on and on and on, because there's going to be so many lawsuits, because what Pluto does is he just drags everything up. All the dirt comes out with Pluto. But with that dirt coming out, it's also that opportunity for healing, because what's in the dark, when it's brought into the light, then it can be healed. So that is the positive aspect. And I think this is really what the Biden administration will do. Everyone has now been shown the depths of what can happen when you do things wrong. And when you keep spouting lies and BS to people. That has shook the GOP to the core. You know, shook the GOP to the core. Even Turtleface, what's his name, Mitch, has obviously been sobered by it as well. And the nonsense just has to stop. So I'm hoping that America will manifest the higher energies of Pluto. This is a chance for a rebirth and for progress in the future. And hopefully we'll see Trumpocalypse removed from office very soon. So I'm going to leave it there because it's a bit hard for me to talk and I must rest. I've got more clients today. I'm not sure I'm going to get through it, but I'll have to manage. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the new subscribers. Short and sweet from me today. I just had to respond to that cra. And hopes and blessings for America. Prayers going out for peace and transcendence. And please everyone, envision for the highest good of America. And you guys, you can get through this. Okay, so much love. Okay, bye-bye.